Hey everybody, and welcome back to the channel. St. Pete's skyline looks totally different today than it did even just a year ago. Two of the city's tallest towers just accepted move-ins, and the new tallest tower in St. Pete is about to break ground at the end of the year. But there's another less told story just one block north around Mirror Lake, which in my opinion is the next frontier for development in St. Pete. If you're new here, my name is Jeffrey. I run one of the top brokerages here in St. Pete, and we help people every day buy, sell, or invest in St. Petersburg. If we can ever be of service to you, just reach out to us at the information below. But in today's video, we're gonna cover what just got finished, what's next, and why Mirror Lake is an area to watch over the next 1 to 2 years. So without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, so first up is one of the projects that just finished, and this is our current tallest tower in St. Pete. It's actually the tallest tower on the west coast of Florida, and that is the Residences at 400 Central. This building is a behemoth. It is 46 stories and 515 tall. So inside this big, beautiful building are 301 luxury condos. Pricing started around $800K, with penthouses going up into the millions. Downstairs, there's 60,000 square feet of ground floor retail and restaurants. There's 45,000 square feet of Class A office space, and there are 900 parking spaces, which is really nice because downtown St. Pete could have definitely used more parking. This is going to help a lot. And all the way at the top on the 46th floor is a sky observatory, and this is the highest publicly available point in St. Pete. So it's got arguably the best views of the surrounding area of any other building, at least until the Waldorf Astoria is developed, but we're gonna talk about that all the way at the end, so make sure you stick around for that. The goal of them building this project was to help make downtown St. Pete a more walkable, more vibrant city, and so far they're delivering. But now, without further ado, let's talk about the other project that just finished, which is Art House. Art House is another project that just recently finished, also a behemoth when it comes to the city of St. Pete. Topping out at 42 stories, this thing is 450 feet tall. It's located at 235 First Avenue South, and it was developed by Coulter Urban out of Delray Beach. It broke ground in like mid-2022, and it topped out in November of 2024. Its first closing started immediately, and first move-ins just started happening towards the end of last year, with full completion and full move-ins happening early this year. It's 244 luxury condos, including 12 penthouses on the top 3 floors. It's mostly 2 and 3 bedroom floor plans from like 1,300 to like 2,600 square feet, something like that. The penthouses, of course, get much bigger, somewhere around 3,500 to 5,000 square feet. It's also got over 6,100 square feet of ground floor retail, again, helping St. Pete be a little bit more of a walkable, vibrant city. And it's got 482 parking spots, which again, are highly coveted, very important in the downtown area. The 9th floor, they call Cloud 9. That's their amenity deck. It's got all the things you would expect, like a resort-style pool, a spa, a fitness center, a yoga studio, and a gaming lounge. It's also got a little dog area for your furry friends. Overall, a really cool building, focused on being a little bit different, not your normal kind of whitewashed luxury. Inside, there's like deep, vibrant colors, a heavy emphasis on kind of an artistic bend, hence the name Art House. And definitely people who live here love living here. It's hard to beat this spot in downtown St. Pete, but people are definitely trying, and that'll bring us to our next segment, which is we're gonna talk about Mirror Lake. Okay, so now here we are on the west side of gorgeous Mirror Lake, and we're gonna start with something that's already been completed and is an absolutely gorgeous building, which is Reflections. That's this tall building behind me here. It's 18 stories, it's 200 feet tall, and is currently the tallest building in the Mirror Lake neighborhood. It's located at 777 3rd Avenue North. It was developed by HP Capital, and these are predominantly luxury condos. So we actually just sold one to someone in here for $1.6 million. It's definitely not an affordable price point. They're extremely nice, and they have a view of the lake that will never be blocked, and that's something that people really like. It's also a place where you can be out of the hustle and bustle of downtown while still having kind of easy access to everything. And with a lot of new shops and retail planned for around this corridor, it's going to become even more walkable than it currently is. There's 88 total condos here. They range from like 1,200 to 2,300 square feet. An amazing amenity deck. They have like ridiculous amenities here. And then something really cool that Reflections did is they actually sponsored our local Shine Mural Festival. Basically just trying to give back to some local artists, which is a big part of St. Pete's culture. And on the front of their building, they have a custom commissioned mural painted from that Shine Mural Festival. Really, really cool building, really amazing location, and kind of the leader when it comes to developing Mirror Lake. But right next to it is a new development that we're going to talk about, which is the Tomlinson Center. And when I hear people talk about development in downtown St. Pete, a lot of the same themes come up. People kind of complain about the luxury price points, understandably. People mention the need for more affordable housing or protecting some of the culture or the old, historic significance of some of these older buildings that are getting torn down for some of these developments. And the Tomlinson Center is a perfect answer to all of these grievances, basically. And it was the city kind of showing that, hey, we hear you and we're gonna do something on purpose here. So let's take a second and talk about that building. So the building that's currently there is the historic Tomlinson Adult Learning Center. It was originally built like over 100 years ago. It was 1924. So yeah, that's over 100 years ago at this point. And it was really a significant place in St. Pete's history. The new development is honoring that. So they're completely keeping this original structure. They're going to preserve the 3-story building that's sitting right at the front of the lot here. So as part of this Tomlinson Center redevelopment, they're keeping the original 3-story historic building, and then they're going to build a tower and a parking structure behind it on the other lots, kind of a little bit closer to the other road here. There's going to be over 200 units here, and about half of them are designated specifically for workforce housing, focused on teachers. Income is capped for people who can buy there at 110% of the area median income, with a certain portion of these being only 60% of the area's median income. So if you care about historic preservation or affordable housing, this is a very cool project to be aware of. It's definitely something I'd like to see more of in downtown St. Pete. It's supposed to be an absolutely beautiful project, amazing location, and something that will make downtown St. Pete living a lot more accessible to people who can't buy a $1.6 million unit in the Reflections building right next door. But that's the Tomlinson Center. Now let's talk about the lot right next door to it, which is the Cade, which also has some historical significance. And that's this little lovely lot right here. And the Cade is kind of a different beast of its own. It is a boutique luxury development. So they're just doing 7 stories, and in those 7 stories, there's only going to be 15 residences. So very, very boutique, very focused on luxury. Units start at over 2,100 square feet. There's going to be 2 full floor penthouses that are over 3,400 square feet, and they're expected to start somewhere around 2 million, maybe 1.8, maybe 1.9. Before they even began construction, they've sold 40% of their inventory. So there's definitely demand for something like this. Obviously, there's no shortage of people with money who want to come live in downtown St. Pete. And they're planning on breaking ground. Well, I think technically they broke ground in April of this year, but they're planning on really ramping up towards the end of the year here. A really cool detail here, again, back to this idea of historical preservation, is this old Kate Allen house that's here on the lot right now. It's 89 years old. It's got a lot of history to it, and they're going to keep that and preserve it as part of this development. So here we are on Mirror Lake, right smack dab in the middle of downtown St. Pete, with gorgeous water, a huge park system, and 2 of the 3 developments that we're highlighting are preserving the historic buildings on the lots that they're planning on building up for, and one of them is focused on affordable housing. So there's definitely some cool things going on. That's the Cade House, and let's go talk about the last project we'll speak on in Mirror Lake, which is Lake House. This is going to be a new development by Skyward Living called the Lake House. This is also a luxury development project. It's going to be 11 stories tall with 45 luxury condominiums, somewhere in the range of, like, on the low end 1,000 square feet, on the high end 3,000 square feet, and starting probably somewhere at about the 800s. As with all of these developments, it is going to have that amenity deck. This one has it on the 4th floor. They're planning a resort-style pool, a fitness center, a social clubhouse, and obviously beautiful views of the lake. But it's going to happen here on this lot. It's slated to start towards the end of this year, maybe early next year. Everything's been approved. It's definitely something that people who are looking for a luxury price point might want to wait on or check out. I've seen some of the renderings. They're absolutely gorgeous. They're going for a little bit of a different aesthetic. Of course, as always, if you have more questions, just reach out to us and we're happy to help. But this will be the last one that we're talking about on Mirror Lake, and now let's go talk about the Waldorf Astoria. Okay, and the last building we're going to talk about will be the new tallest building, dethroning 400 Central for here in St. Petersburg, as well as along the west coast of Florida, and that is the Waldorf Astoria. Behind me, you can see their sales center. This is going to be an absolutely luxury development building. It's going to be 50 stories and 539 feet tall. Like I said, it will be the new tallest building in St. Pete, and it's the first hotel-branded luxury condo here in St. Pete. It's managed by Hilton, but there's no actual hotel rooms. It's just kind of a branded residence, so it's a little bit different. It's a $500 million project. That is a huge scale for downtown St. Pete. They're all gonna have absolutely gorgeous waterfront views, at least all the ones facing the east side. We'll have to see how it goes with like orientation and things, but that's definitely one of the main selling points for this building. There's gonna be 73,000 square feet of Class A office space and 10,000 square feet of retail. Prices in the Waldorf will blow everything else we've talked about out of the water. They're gonna start at $2.5 million, and up from there, it's possible the penthouses get into the tens of millions. Sales launched in April of last year. The sales gallery opened towards the end of last year as well. So development by the end of the year should be well underway. This is a really unique project for St. Pete. Of course, if you have any questions about this project or any other going on in the city, my team and I would love to help. Reach out to us at the information below. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And in your comments, tell us other topics you'd like us to cover. We want these videos to be valuable to you. They're a tool for you when you're considering moving to St. Petersburg. I hope this was valuable to you, and we'll see you in the next one.